Hi, I'm Trey Thacker's dog, and I've seen cats everywhere, everywhere. This must be the PSVR without parole viewer takeover, and they're game cats. Help! 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 I'm shaking like crazy. Help!
This is the Midnight Gamescast. We record every Tuesday afternoon at midnight, then we bring it to YouTube every Wednesday as the weekly wrap-up. Holy crap, dude, that's so long ago.
Days?
Like multiple, more than one day ago.
Many minutes.
It's been quite a few.
Yeah.
Yep. Every Thursday is PlayStation VR Theater, and every Friday, every today is Viewer Takeover, when we let you, the loyal game cats, we let you take over the show. Yeah. As always, my name is Brian Paul, and to my right, your left, the king of all VR Sofa Kings. Let's put it all together into one big slogan.
Yeah, that is a long
Jeremy King.
slogan. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much.
Okay, fantastic.
Here to talk about some comments and remain on topic.
That's right. Somehow we have enough time to actually finish the show properly this week, which is almost never a thing.
Yeah.
We're always rushing at the last possible minute.
Yep.
Sometimes we're Asian at the last possible minute. Sometimes we're Czechoslovakian at the last possible minute.
You never know.
It's very strange.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. You never know what could possibly happen.
Yeah.
Is the table off center again? It's always off center.
Yeah, because we moved it over like to here last time.
Whatever. I just can't be bothered. I can't keep things in focus and centered. It's just too much work.
It's too much.
So every week on Viewer Takeover, we let you, the loyal Gamecast, take over the show. We scour the videos, we scour the comments, and we pick our favorite. We grab our 6 favorite, we copy and paste them into a word processing document and changes all the periods to question marks, and we read them that way because we think it's funny.
Yep.
If you want your
Never
comment,
gets old to us.
if you want, it does. Or it doesn't. I don't know what I'm saying. If you want your comment,
A Freudian slip.
It might have been. If you want your comment read on Viewer Takeover, make sure the hashtag Viewer Takeover thing is becoming a thing.
Yeah,
and
it is a thing.
Almost all of our Viewer Takeover questions, coincidentally enough, hashtag Viewer Takeover.
Yeah.
So use it in the comments, and I'll find it easier.
Yeah.
But before we dive into the comments this week, Jeremy, there's a few people we want to thank.
Yes.
Who are the first group of people we want to thank?
The first few of these people down here.
There they are. Oh, there they are. I was getting nervous that they weren't going to show up this week.
The fluffiest of the fluffiest of our
fluffiest.
kitties. Yeah.
I just want to pet them all.
Our Patreon supporters.
Just want to pet you.
The forever kitties. The Patreon supporters are forever kitties.
Scratching behind his ear.
Yeah. Oh, look at him.
Check it down there. Yeah, so you can, all these people down here, and everyone out there, you can go to patreon.com/withoutparole games and support us for $1 or more a month.
Yeah.
But we try to give you something back. We don't just want to take your money and run.
Yeah. A little extra.
So what do these people get for their $1 or more every month, Jeremy?
Well, for just $1 or more a month, they get these little special episodes over at patreon.com without pro games, and where each week one of us, including Des, Michelle, Brian, myself, we play the role of host, and we talk for like 2 to whatever amount of time, show your talent, take you with us sometimes in the car. We've been in the car talking about things. This is not a good one.
This is horrible. Yeah, the Litter Box is just a show where we talk to you one-on-one.
Yeah.
And it could be really anything. This week,
anyway,
you talked about kind of getting old and not having time for life and games and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I think we'll talk more about in just a little bit. But also, besides the Litter Box episodes, you also get MP3 versions
That's right.
of all of our podcasts. That means the weekly wrap-up, PlayStation VR Theater, Viewer Takeover, and of course, Why We Love PSVR. So that's 4 MP3s you get every single week. For those of you who,
don't want to watch,
but
want to listen.
Yep. And next week's Viewer Takeover comes from somebody who always listens. That's next week.
Really?
Yeah, we'll talk more about that guy next week.
Okay.
But this week we want to thank Trey Thacker for that awesome viewer takeover introduction. We don't often get people's dogs on this channel.
No.
But we got Trey Thacker's dog acting a little crazy this week.
A little bit.
Yep, with our little Game Cat logo over here, like all over the place.
Yeah.
So thank you, Trey Thacker, for creating that awesome viewer takeover introduction. If you want to introduce next week's viewer takeover, well, bad news. We've got a few more submissions this week. Thank you guys very much. But make sure you get your viewer takeover introduction submitted as soon as possible, so you can see it on the channel as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Just send it on over to withoutparole@gmail.com. Keep it short. Keep it simple. Keep it sexy. I love the addition to that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was hoping somebody's gonna actually make it sexy at some point.
One day, right? Be like, ooh, yeah.
Right? Be like, is this too hot for TV?
Right?
Right? Is it Girls Gone Wild viewer takeover edition?
Yeah.
I'm down. This sounds better every moment.
We haven't had a female submission. We've had all males with maybe their wife or girlfriend have been in the picture. Or daughter, that's right, yeah.
Yep.
So we've never had any female ones. Shows you, don't we have like a 2% female viewer?
5%, I think.
5%.
Which it's getting better by the day. 0.0001% improvement every single day.
Nice.
Let's see, who else we need to thank? We need to thank some of the picks of the litter.
Yeah, is that what we're going with?
The name cats.
The name cats.
The cat's pajamas. The cat's meow.
Yeah, the cat's knees.
The Puss in Boots.
Ooh.
I got nothing else. The cat's knees?
Yeah.
Nice. So these are people who followed Matt the Game Cat, a.k.a. Beauty in the Decay's lead.
Yeah.
And changed their screen name on YouTube to whatever the Game Cat.
Something.
So we just want to shout out all of the new submissions and maybe catch up on some ones that we missed. We got Deputy Meow, known as Game Cat.
Nice.
Stimson J Cat, whose comment we read last week. Turns out he changed his name for the channel.
Sweet.
Starstruck 76, the Game Cat.
Nice.
Berber Lang, the Berber Cat. Met Cat 1983.
83.
And Kraskell, the Game Cat. Thank you guys all so much for your love and dedication to the channel.
It's awesome.
We really do fucking love you all.
Yes.
Not just the people who changed their name.
No.
Also the Patreon supporters. Also everybody who watched the channel.
All of them.
Right? We want to spread the love. We don't want to spread any hate. We're not that kind of channel.
Yes.
Right? You got some negative shit to say about us? Take it elsewhere. Go say it on Reddit. They love to hear that shit. But let's get on topic, man. Let's
do it.
Let's do some viewer takeover questions. Starting off with the first one, Zalin Maru from Viewer Takeovers last week. Zalin Maru wrote #viewer takeover. It's a thing.
It is.
And so I have to ask this, and maybe you can cover it on next week's episode. Guess what? It's now this week's episode.
Here we are.
What was with the tweet asking how we'd feel if the Midnight Gamescast went on hiatus till Michelle gets back? It is a question. I just didn't say it as one. So it's a good question. I didn't even ask you before I sent this tweet out. I was just like, I just want to get people's opinions.
Yep.
I need to know, because last week was such a shit show.
Yay!
I needed to get slapped. Last week was such a shit show. You basically showed up at my door and I hadn't even showered yet. And I was like, holy crap.
Right.
And it takes hours to prepare for the show.
You showered while I was here.
While you were doing the litter box.
With the door open.
That's totally possible. You know, it might have been hopeful. Oh, God.
Yeah, scrub your back, scrub your back.
Okay. Enough. So like last week was just one of those weeks where it was just like, man, like what are we doing? You know, like we had a good time filming. I think we still put out a great show, out of focus as always.
It's all right.
But we didn't have anything prepared, and it was very stressful. And I was trying to throw a show together at the absolute last second. Yeah. And without Michelle here, I keep asking the same question every week. I'm like, is this something we should be doing without Michelle? Yeah. Like we are the three of us, the Midnight Gamescast. Yeah. Right. We thought about replacing her. We tried to get Des on the show. We thought about every possibility until we realized that the most logical conclusion was just to do it with just us. Yeah. Right? And go and push forward with that. And I don't know how much information you want to divulge, but I'm stressed constantly every week. And you seem pretty stressed constantly every week. Right? You have so much on your plate. Yeah. And I just like and so like I wanted to get their feedback. I wanted to talk to you, and I sort of just wanted to wait for this episode to talk to you about it. So we talk on air about it as much as you want to talk, not. Yeah. So What are your thoughts on all this? Obviously, the feedback from the Game Cats was awesome.
Yeah.
You know, they want us to keep going.
It's like one of those things where leading up to it, it's like a very stressful thing where you got to fit it in your day. It totally changes the flow of the day, you know.
Oh, yeah.
This changes your week.
Everything. This is 9 extra hours of editing every week.
Yeah, it's different for what it affects me as to what it affects you because of the fact that this is way more time for you after I leave here.
Absolutely.
When I leave here, it's done, you know?
Yep.
So it's funny because it's one of those things where, it's always like, oh my God, yeah. And then you come and you do it, and after you leave, you feel a little bit better.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I feel like if it wasn't, then the shit show that's life in general would not get interrupted, and it would just continue to be shitty. Where at least the time we're here is a little bit of fun and escape and verbal diarrhea, and that's why we sit here and talk and take 13 minutes maybe to get to game topics.
Sure.
It's just because it interrupts the normal shit show of life. Yeah. So, it's stressful leading up to it, but then when you do it, it's kind of a relief after you leave for a bit.
I used to go to therapy, and I used to hate going to therapy.
Yeah.
Like being like, oh, I've got to get up early and go see my therapist and talk about shit that I don't want to talk about, right? And then while I was there, it was such a relief in the release. Yeah. And on my drive home, I was always like, I feel better. Mm-hmm. And I feel like there's a little bit of that in this show.
Yeah.
I feel like it's therapeutic for us, and I feel like it's fun for them, and I think everyone's getting something out of it. But the problem is that I just want, like, we all have a lot of things to fix in our lives.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if everyone out there was like, hey, you know what? Take a month off. Wait for Michelle to come back.
Yeah.
And we'll be okay. Like if we tried this by ourselves and it didn't go well, I'd be like, all right. But I think this is going just fine.
I think so.
And as long as you're down to keep going, I'm down to keep going.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, totally.
But this is just the thing. As Zalamaru asks, like, what was up with the tweet? What's up with the tweet is that we want to constantly keep you guys in the loop.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to just make decisions behind the scenes, and then suddenly one week, you get up and you want to see the Gamescast, and it's just not there, right? I hate that. Other channels have done that, and I hate that.
Yeah.
I'm like, tell me that you're not going to be there. I'm counting on you.
Yeah.
Right? And so we want to be there for you, and if we're not going to be, then we want to let you know. And we want you to be involved in that decision. And that's it.
Yeah.
All right. You're up, Asia.
All right. Number 2 comes to us from Robert Meadows, the Game Cat, from PSVR Theater. I don't know how I feel about the possibility of a future girlfriend being robotic or digital virtual. Still trying to wrap my head around the very real possibility of that tech going mass market. An android girlfriend.
Yeah. So this came up last week because we were talking a bit about the summer lesson trailer, right? And what. Man, people keep trying to bring up conversations about summer lesson, being like just about like our perspective on it, or like, is it pervy, isn't it pervy, why are you trying to make it sexual when it's not sexual, like all this stuff. And I'm like, we're human beings, everything's sexual, right? But ignoring that element of it, it did bring up this awesome question from Robert Meadows, being like, what is the possibility of like a virtual girlfriend? Like I'm pretty happy being single.
Yeah.
And the fact that another human being, like, the occupying space and time and affection or whatever in my life, it sounds like too much to handle right now. Like, I don't have a free minute for another person, but for a virtual girlfriend, I think I'd find some time. Okay?
Yeah, right? For an Android one. So you're talking, put on a VR helmet and there's a digital one there you look at, or you're talking with, say, robotics, where they're at now, you have like a physical thing in front of you.
I mean, we could go either way with this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say we are a PSVR podcast, so I say we maybe focus on the VR thing. But I mean, don't get me wrong. If there was this is so like Battlestar Galactica, and I'm down. I'm just down, man. Like I give me someone without feelings, who's just there to serve me.
Yeah.
This works for me.
Right.
Can you clean the kitchen? Please, because the kitchen, 12 pizza boxes, guys.
12.
Like, what? You're just not doing your job if there's 12 pizza boxes in the kitchen.
There's no intern out there.
No intern.
None.
Why am I making my own coffee?
I don't know.
This is fucking ludicrous.
You know, nobody's answered or torn off a number on the bookstore for an intern wanted.
In the Guitar Center.
Yeah. The EU Wurlitzers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would think the early adopters of this, say, Android version of it, because the VR version of it, I feel like you put on a helmet, and it's like, oh yeah, wow, there's a thing there, a person there.
Yeah.
But like, you know, it can't touch you or anything like that. You know.
True.
On the other side,
there's
something there that looks real, and it's like, you know, I'm breaking the rule. I'm going 3 months deep here. I'm like, I can't look at an ankle without getting hot and bothered right now.
Nice.
So
I like this.
I would say in an Android, the early adopters of it, it's going to be a little weird. Say they're like having a sexual encounter with this robot thing. I'm sure it's going to be lifelike and not work correctly. And you're going to feel a little bit like, what am I doing? It's going to feel a little creepy.
I'm not going to feel creepy.
No?
Or what am I doing?
They're just going to lay there and you're going to be all right. It's going to be probably stiff. Not you, but I mean the bot.
Hopefully me as well.
But
we're going down a fucking scary path here.
But if we get to the future, say 100 years in the future, and it's like, you know, Natalie Portman or Charlize Theron, and it's, oh yeah, I'm down. I will start saving the money right now.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. And this is I'm not trying to like dehumanize like females or in any sense of the word here. I'm just saying that like what I need is just, I don't have time for a relationship, and so these kind of things like actually sound appealing to me.
You need a Vicky the robot.
Oh my god, Small Wonder.
10 years older.
Whew, Small Wonder reference.
Yeah.
That was
hello, Jamie.
Unexpected. Yeah. So yeah, it's a weird path we're taking. Even just in the VR headset, I feel like, you know, checking in with like with my date every day, you know, and gaining a little XP, you know, being like, oh, I treated her well, you know, it's like she likes me a little bit more.
Yeah.
There's something appealing about that.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's more rewarding than Summer Lesson was.
I think I was actually more gearing towards fuck buddy. I think that's kind of what I was going for, I guess.
I'm all about all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're not like in your own little rowboat out there in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
I am right there with you.
All right.
Trust me. I just want to look at it from all sides.
There we go.
All right, next up is Trey Thacker, the Game Cat, coincidentally, also our viewer takeover introduction this week.
Yeah.
He wrote on last week's viewer takeover, he wrote, I feel like there are a whole lot of whiners who seem to forget PSVR is only a year old and still trying to figure out what it is and can be. All of these self-entitled silver spoon-fed brats that get everything they ever want or throw a fit if they couldn't have it think the developers who build all these games are just tossing them out like crayon drawings by some 3-year-old. You people need to sit down, calm down, and let this movement take hold. Get its footing in the tech world and build a foundation for itself to stand on. You are extremely lucky there are any full content games out so far for PSVR, and even luckier that a couple are more than just old games ported to PSVR. Damn, some people just want it all right the fuck now. I'm assuming it's the fuck now.
Must be.
So incredibly sad. Man, I feel like I tread the line between the super optimistic people and the super pessimistic people.
Yep.
And I'm kind of happy with everything that's happening in the PSVR world right now.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, there's a ton of smaller experiences, and there's like a ton. There's like, yeah, the next Assassin's Creed game is certainly not going to be a VR game.
No.
The next Call of Duty game is certainly not going to be a VR game. But I feel like, you know, as there's only 2 million of these things out there.
Yeah.
You know, we can't count on Bethesda to bring us every AAA game.
No.
They're used to selling millions and millions and millions and millions of copies.
Yeah.
If their game doesn't sell 10 million copies, it's a failure.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And there's not 10 million PSVR people to sell your game to.
No.
So Trey's on the right level here, where it's like, yeah,
it's only a year old.
It's only a year old.
Yeah.
Development times for these things, I mean, 2-3 years if you want a big game.
Yeah.
So like, we do need to be patient. Early adopters especially need to be patient. Anytime you buy new tech on day one, you can't expect the best of the best for a while.
It's like when the Atari hit. How many years later was Nintendo? I don't know. I don't either. But I mean, it's like that's what you had for a while. It's a new source of entertainment in your home. You know, VR is here. So they're going to start developing games, but the technology is going to start advancing, I think, faster than the developers are going to be able to dish out some of these games.
It's possible.
You know?
It's totally possible. And which is actually why I'm thrilled that it's, that we are on the PSVR train. If we're on a PC VR train, it was like technology is advancing even faster.
Wicked.
Now with consoles and with like a set of specs, at least we'll have the same thing for a few years. So yeah, just give it some time. Everyone just be patient. There are people out there who want to call bullshit on every single new game that comes out. I see it in the comments in the reviews. Oh, here's another piece of shit game. I was like, well, did you watch the review? Because it might not be what you're looking for. But it's a quality title that's entertaining, right? All these games aren't for everyone.
No.
But check it out. You might be surprised by some of the things that you are not interested in. You might be surprised how much fun you can have with them.
Oh, yeah, it's totally different. I would never play carnival games on the Wii.
God, I wouldn't play carnival games anywhere.
But Peerhead?
Except for PSVR.
Yeah. In VR, it's totally different,
Yeah. So just be patient. You got to make sure. We're going to see a lot of smaller developers making games for this thing for a while because these smaller developers don't need 10 million sales to be a success.
Yeah.
So let's just we're all along for this ride, and I think it's going to be a fun ride.
Yeah. Has been so far.
It has been so far. Apex Construct. I can't wait to see how that game is. Is it going to be like a big crazy ass game? Moss right around the corner, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty awesome stuff. All right, let's keep moving. You're up, Asia.
The cat's out of the glue bagger. Eagle Flight. Why we love PSVR. Got a question for viewer takeover.
Perfect.
Why do you not use the green screen for the non-Desra segments mostly? I'm picturing Des in the scuffle with Brian as he insists he takes his green screen home with him.
This is Dez's green screen. Nice.
Yes, Brian, that's more of a question for you. Different show.
Different show.
Yeah.
Actually, we use the green screen for everything except for this show.
Yeah.
The green screen is always hung up except for when Jeremy's here.
Yeah.
So because we want all the shows to have a different look.
Yeah.
So the litter box has a little backdrop of Worcester.
Yeah.
The breaking news segments have non-stop action trailers in the background.
Whatever's happening back then.
Whatever's happening.
Yeah.
And then why we left PSVR, we had to make it look like one of these rooms is clean, which none of them are. And then this, we've hung the green screen up for this show before.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to light this show with 3 people
Yeah.
To make the green screen look effective. It takes too long to render those things, and then also to edit it and everything in the background.
Yeah. We've tried actually, right? You started putting shit behind us instead of in front of us, and it just didn't work. Didn't look right.
It didn't look right. Some people didn't like it. I remember Jason Sellers saying that he got motion sickness watching our show with all the movement behind us. Wow. And so I was like, you know what? It's a lot of extra work, and people have commented many times that they liked seeing the collection.
Yeah.
They like seeing like the little new additions here and there.
I like seeing it.
It's fun. It's all right.
The green screen, I can't see it. My candles that I like smelling. The Resident Evil.
I like the Crash Bandicoot candles up there.
Oh yes, yeah, those are awesome.
The crates are awesome.
Yeah.
When those showed up, I was like, I forgot I ordered these 7 months ago. But that's it. We just want everything to look a little bit different. If it was up to me, man, I think all this stuff would be hidden. I'd want everything green screened. Yeah. But you guys have said you like this, so we're keeping it. All right, moving right along. Our buddy B Tribble wrote on last week's Viewer Takeover. He wrote #Viewer Takeover. Oh yeah, it's a thing.
Yep.
So every week I see the backdrop of your game collection. Hey. I don't think I actually meant to do this. But also,
segue.
But also, for example, in this show, you're passionate about how PSVR was such a literal game changer for you. Have your feelings about your gigantic game collection behind you changed? Are you going to keep it as is? If nothing else, please at least keep your Atari Lynx collection. I think I'll always keep my Atari Lynx collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, something about portable handheld game systems.
It just, you never have to get rid of.
I feel like they're more fun to collect for because it's not like something I have to connect to a TV.
Yeah.
It's like I always have the whole collection, including the system, and everything I need is right here
in a box.
In a little box.
Yeah.
And it just feels like, like baseball cards or Garbage Pail Kids. You get everything you need, like right there.
Yeah.
Right? Very collector mentality. It's all here. I've been threatening myself for months to sell all of it.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is like I've got a bad limited run games addiction. Every Friday I wake up and I order whatever limited run has for sale.
Yeah.
That's been a problem for a while. And then it takes months and they finally show up and I'm like, I have no room for any of this. Like I'm actually at the point where I have to buy new bookshelves. Like see that little space over there without a bookshelf?
Yep.
That's going to be a bookshelf. There's one little space over there in the other room that doesn't have a bookshelf.
Yeah.
That's going to be a bookshelf. You just got to start piling this stuff up. And I'm starting to feel like a hoarder. It's becoming less of a collection and more of just like an
obsession.
It's gonna cave in and fall on me one day, and I'm not gonna be able to move, and everything's gonna be over.
Thankful we're not on a fault line.
Be thankful for that. I mean, I love my collection. Like I love video games, and I think what if it wasn't for PSVR, I'd actually be playing all these old games.
Yeah.
Because before we did a dramatic switch, I was playing a good, healthy mix of retro games and current gen games.
Yeah.
And now it's just PSVR.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you and Des used to have a whole show dedicated to retro games.
Yeah.
You know?
Gaming Without Parole used to be whatever. Like why we love the 3DO this week.
Yeah, yeah.
Really random.
Yeah.
The one downside about that is we were on the precipice. We were so close to doing a 3-part episode of why we love the Jaguar. The Atari Jaguar.
Yep.
And then we just last minute we just switched the whole format of the show, and that will never happen now.
No.
I love my collection. I don't spend nearly as much money on it anymore. It used to be like hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month that I spend, and now it's I don't know, probably like $20 or $30 a week or something. It's definitely not
too bad.
Not the obsession it once was.
Yeah. You're growing up.
No, I'm just running out of space.
Yeah.
That's all it really is.
Yep.
Do you collect? You were quite a video game collector at one point, right?
Yeah.
Do you still collect a lot of games?
Nope. I stopped.
Have you sold everything, or you just
No,
have what you have?
Got it for myself, and so yeah, a lot of PS1, like a lot of Atari games, Nintendo games, Super Nintendo, N64,
Atari games like OG?
Oh yeah, from when I was a kid.
2600 or
ones.
Yeah.
I have 2 copies of E.T. I think for some stupid reason. Terrible game. Whatever. But yeah, I still have all those old games. PlayStation 2, a lot of the GameCube ones. Nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, even Wii U games and Wii games.
We ever just get rid of it all?
No,
No.
I don't think so.
It's hard, isn't it?
Oh, I got so many PC games. That's the one that I really have to try to deal with.
Yeah.
I mean, because those boxes were like, they were thick, huge,
oh God,
big,
some of those
huge
PC
boxes. So I don't know.
Jesus. 0 for 2.
So I got to get rid of the PC games, but I can't because there's still like, titles that like The Longest Journey again, one of those. Many others besides that, but
some of those might be worth something.
The Icewind Dale.
Some of those old PC games.
Yeah.
All right, who's up? Is it me or you? Oh, you're up, Asia.
Madman in Black, the Game Cat. Meow. From Viewer Takeover. Hashtag Viewer Takeover.
It's a thing.
Yeah. Thanks for the shout out. You guys put on a great show. Your passion for what you do is infectious. I hope you hit that $2,000 mark and more. I don't think third-person games work particularly well in VR. I'd much prefer first-person. I enjoy walking sims and would love to see games like Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, Kona, Firewatch, and The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, Adrift, etc. ported into PSVR. And I like Jeremy, and I like Jeremy.
I like Jeremy too.
Have to say, have never completed The Last of Us. I got to exactly the same place on both PS3 and PS4 and stopped, and have now
no idea why.
No idea why, because I really enjoy the game. Anyway, great show, guys. Roar.
I think that thank you for your
thank you.
comment, Madman in Black, and the fan art, of course.
Oh yeah,
incredible
of course,
stuff. He drew one of Dez. You see the one?
Of course,
so
it was
good
awesome.
with fencing and stuff.
Yeah.
Love it. So the reason I included this comment in Viewer Takeover is because he listed all these fantastic games that we need.
Totally.
Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, Kona, Firewatch, Vanishing of Ethan Carter, Adrift. I'm going to add, I don't know, Gone Home.
Gone Home.
I'm going to add The Park. I'm going to add, like pretty much every walking simulator ever made. And I'm not using that in the pejorative sense. It's just, there's no better term for it, I think.
Yeah.
Adventure game, let's say that.
Yeah.
There are just so many of these games that I feel like like would be such a perfect fit for PSVR.
They'd be awesome.
And I can't figure out what the hell's going on. Why aren't all of these games coming to us like in mass? Like why don't one day we just fucking wake up and there's 50 games that over the last 10 years have been amazing on PC or PS3 or PS4. And like these are not huge games.
No.
These are games that should be pretty easy to port over.
Yeah. Gone Home was what? Couple of hours at the absolute most.
Yeah.
You could rifle through it in 10 minutes if you just went straight to the end.
If you knew, But man, that was 2 of the most emotional hours of my life. Yes, I'm a crier. We've been through this. Hashtag Brian cries.
Yeah. It's a thing.
It's not a thing. Why do we just do that? But these are but it just doesn't make any sense to me. These are not like technologically crazy ass. Although everyone's gone to the Rapture, might have been a little technologically advanced. But most of these games I feel like would be a pretty easy port over to PSVR. And we talked a little bit about who's the port house that helped Bethesda bring Skyrim VR over.
Yeah.
Right? Why aren't VR port houses a thing? People that just bring games into VR. They could be like, who made this? Bluepoint? Bluepoint made this.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like all Bluepoint really does is make HD versions of other people's games.
Yeah.
It's like who's the VR Bluepoint? Who's the next VR?
Yeah.
There's got to be, there should be like 10 studios popping up right now, left and right. That's like,
Let's
hey,
do this.
You know, give us $20,000 in 2 months. We'll bring your game into VR.
Yeah.
That's all we're gonna do. You don't have to do it. We got it covered.
I feel like there's somebody out there watching me like, you have no idea. And they know it all how to do it.
Obviously, I have no idea what it entails.
I want to know why. What is it? Please, somebody comment. I wonder if they know.
But these are all these games that are listed are all independent games, smaller games that like if each of them sold 1 million copies on PSVR, which is highly likely, then that would be a huge boon for their company.
Yeah.
Why isn't this happening?
Yep.
This is the perfect time for all of this to happen. So that's all I'm saying. I just wanted to go on a little rant about that.
It'd be awesome.
It would be pretty awesome.
Yep.
All right, Jeremy. So many good VR games coming out shortly.
There's a few.
Are you going to be playing any VR games or any regular games between now and next time I see you?
I'm going to try not to do that.
You're going to try not to?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know. We'll have to see because I have the rest of that show I've been watching on Netflix. I got like 3 episodes left. It's really good. And then I want to watch Cloverfield.
Paradox.
So I got to squeeze that into whatever time I got between now and next week. We'll try.
All right.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I know you'll be playing something.
Yeah, I'll be playing something. Hopefully, I'm gonna go bug some developers for some review keys for games that are coming out next week.
If anything, I would love to play Sprint Vector.
Sprint Vector.
Yeah.
We got Sprint Vector coming. We got Apex Constructs coming. We got Pop-Up Pilgrims coming. Remember that one? That was good.
Pilgrims.
We got Moss. That's coming soon.
Yes, it is.
This is going to be a fantastic month for games. And man, I don't have my hands on any of them.
Yeah.
So I got to go bug some developers and see if I can get some review keys and hopefully play those, especially during this down week where Happy Drummer is the only thing that's really new.
Yeah.
I've already reviewed that.
Yeah.
So. All right, you guys, make sure you comment down below, #viewer takeover. Let us know what you want us to talk about on next viewer takeover, and send us your viewer takeover introductions without parole@gmail.com.
Yes.
Jeremy, thanks again for coming by this week, and
thank you for having me.
For taking a break in your hectic life to come and have a little therapy session with me.
Right? Yes. Next week this is going to be
the couch?
Cushion. Yes, and it'll be a therapy session that way.
Excellent. All right, you guys, for the Midnight Gamescast, I'm Brian Paul. That's Jeremy King. We'll see you next week.
Ciao.
Beyond is the afterlife.
A lot of puzzles in the afterlife.
In the afterlife. What was that?
I don't know.
There's a song like when I was in high school. Shoot.
No, you got me.
I got me too.
Wasn't there a Beetlejuice cartoon?
There was a Beetlejuice cartoon.
It flashed into my mind when you sang that.
Damn.
Not that it was on that, but...
No, but it was definitely a thing. And there were a lot of cartoons for... what was Beetlejuice rated? PG-13 or PG?
What was what rated?
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice.
I think back in the day
There's Michael Keaton.